They wanted to know the broadcast link, like the link to the stream,
Oh.
because their friend wanted to watch, and then freaking the game started.
I can post it in the Discord somewhere.
Yeah. What's their team? MSU maybe? No.
These teams?
Yeah, it's now you're not amused on
and
red.
Big Natural Crits.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so yeah, just at Big Natural Crits, and that should work. I'm gonna do Gnar, and blue side. You said crits. All right, cool. I'm gonna lower this a little bit. All right. So we are seeing a targeted ban on Rengar versus... Oh wait, I'm so used to bisexual wine. Never mind. Yeah, this server does have a couple of Rengar players, so that could be a targeted ban. Wukong has been kind of the staple jungler of the year. And Yuumi is very, very strong support. Pairs very well with hyper carries such as Jinx, Sivir, and Aphelios. So just kind of removing that from the equation. Sivir still getting first picks, so this is kind of akin to older patches that you would have seen playoffs. Kog'Maw would be interesting. There are a couple of cool build paths that you can do. Also a little bit of a flex pick right now that is AP. Your ratios were buffed a few patches ago. And Nyrune does play Singed. I believe they played it in the last series, in the last tournament.
That player, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Nyrune does play some Singed, so we got Seraphine's Sivir in the bot lane, possibly. Seraphine right now is actually a really strong bot laner rather than an ADC. She can be an alternative. She goes Liandry's Torment. And because she spams so many spells, it actually adds up to a decent amount of damage while providing a good amount of utility for her team. But you can see, obviously, Sivir's been picked. It seems like we have a lot of support coming out. Like, we got the Shen ultimate, we got the Seraphine, ability to help with CC, to kind of... Like, Seraphine, like, enhances, essentially, like, everything that happens. Like, not only is she an enchanter and she enhances players, but, like, even her E is slow or stun just based off of what her team has already done to that target or what has happened to that target. So it even enhances CC to some degree. Singe is an interesting pick. So we know Kog'Maw is bot lane for sure. That leaves support and jungle options open for Now You're Not Amused. And pretty much the same thing on the... Well, it would be mid lane and jungle for BNC. So we're seeing a Kayle ban, trying to get rid of more scaling. Don't want really Kayle to be pocketed by the Seraphine's Shen. Lulu being banned out. Lulu Kog'Maw is actually an incredibly potent duo. Right now, if I was BNC, I would be focusing a little bit on banning something that has like a lot of control. I'm trying to think of like maybe like a tank jungler or that has like decent priority, or it would be what their support.
Okay, so BNC is blue side.
Okay, that's interesting. I guess to try and stop the Black Shield Singed. But yeah, like I would see Gnar, Not Amused kind of need to have something like more lockdown, more control in their lineup here. Udyr would be pretty decent as single target stuns. Lots of running at their opponents. Now the thing is like BNC could respond with some more aggressive picks that can get onto their targets. They have the Seraphine that can layer that ultimate. They do have the Sivir that can provide speed boosts. So things like Olaf, things like Xin Zhao, these sort of characters can really punish. Yeah, Kassadin is another decent one here because he's going against a lot of AP. Just picking champions that can really utilize that movement speed and that support from these other characters and just get in on Kog'Maw and Syndra. Singed and Udyr don't provide the best peel. So I'm wondering if BNC is going to try and punish that. Okay, kind of, yeah. Syndra and Kog'Maw don't have mobility either besides possibly taking ghosts, so that pillar is going to be a lot more effective. Actually, all of them don't have dashes. This is like an anti-Poppy team right now. Yeah, Leona is kind of what I expected. Yeah, Leona or Rel is really good here for a support pick. It doesn't synergize super well with Kog'Maw, but at least it provides a good amount of control. Like, she has a lot of CC. Another great pick would be Nautilus even. So, a little bit more reassuring as far as team comps go.
I hope they're not in order.
Oh, totally, dude. Have you never seen the Seraphine Junglist patch?
I mean, the rest of this wouldn't be the craziest thing, you know? Like, Sivir mid, I'm like, yeah, sure. You know? Stein Kassadin bottom, I'm like, you know what? Fine.
Sure.
Fine, whatever, fine. Seraphine
Trundle top is actually
fascinating.
decent.
Yeah, Trundle top? Yeah, of course. That would be a rough first clear on Seraphine. That would be rough.
Yeah, her auto attacks are not great without her passive. But yeah, even the bot lane, if it was a Kassadin Shen bot lane, that'd be really funny. It'd be very difficult to manage.
I feel like it, I mean, it wouldn't, I don't know if it'd be good, but I feel like it could work, you know? Like,
that would be like I think it would be like a skill check if you're better than those players. Then like, it's like the Jarvan Leona kill lanes. It's like, well, we're probably better than these players. They're squishy. Let's go for it.
Yeah, it's like one of those gamble lanes where you're like, well, either we'll roll them or be rolled.
Yeah, it's part of the fun, the gamble. But yeah, overall, this team comp on both sides, pretty good. I like the ability to kind of like punish the drafts. That's something that like I don't really see in the LCS, so it's really interesting to see it in like semi-pro. If it's intentional, I assume that it is. So being able to pick that Kassadin, knowing that there's a lot of magic damage, like Udyr for the most part, unless there's a new Tiger build, he does a lot of magic damage, and he even goes things like Sunfire, Demonic Embrace, like things that give him more HP, where he can layer his shields, start using the auto attacks while he has Turtle Stance up to kind of heal back up and utilize that HP, but also get a lot of burn going on. And he has like a lot of proximity aura burn, where he uses his Phoenix Stance. Very, very beautiful now, by the way. If you haven't seen Udyr's rework, Sean, looks great. And yeah, it just like that area is just like a lot of damage, surprisingly, for Mumu and for Udyr if they go the Demonic Embrace Sunfire route. So it's just a matter of, can Udyr get there, or is he gonna have some trouble coming from Trundle? Is Leona also going to be a little bit countered by the Trundle ultimate when she uses Eclipse? It increases her defenses. Trundle steals those defenses and makes you squishier based off of how tanky you are. So there's just a lot of interesting dynamics between these two teams.
Yeah, I feel like red side, Are You Not Amused, really wants to like be pushing blue side. I think they might have some trouble with it. I don't know. It'll depend a lot on, you know, Syndra landing a stun or Leona landing a stun or something like that in these team fights. Otherwise, I'm not sure, like, I'm not sure how it's going to go down. BNC has, like, a decent amount of peel. At least they have the Trundle, they have the Seraphine. They have Sivir ult if they really want to choose it. So they might just be able to like pull the fights on their terms.
I'm really interested because this is just a go fast meta, and we have a lot of go fast champions. I would not be surprised if Sivir, for example, carries Ghosts and also has ultimate. And you might be even seeing like Singed with Ghost, possibly with the Chemtech, whatever it's called, the like Turbo Chem Tank. And so like you might just see people just like barreling out of nowhere, just super fast out of carry, just like going in on them. And I think that slightly benefits BNC a little bit more. They have a couple more tools to be able to deal with that.
Ghost.
Yeah,
look at
I'm currently waiting for the league. Okay, there it is. It's going to open up, and always in the first game I do have to just set something real quick, guys. What? Oh no, are we getting that black screen glitch?
I mean, it usually happens for at least like the first couple seconds.
Can't remember how to break that.
I think the way to fix it was to like click the timeline or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. Game capture is being a little bit annoying right now. So just give me a second, guys. Usually the first game we have a little bit of a hiccup. Just getting everything sorted.
Yeah, it took a little bit for it to work itself out for me, but it's all good now. And then just make sure that you speed up to like get up to head.
Yep. Yeah, currently I'm just trying to make sure game capture is working, because game capture is being a little stubborn. There we go. Alright. Sure, chat us off. Alright.
Yeah, I think we might have had a bit of a delay. I think that weird spectator issue comes from if one of the players is like loading weird. Oh, jungle's getting a little fight up there with Shen and Singed. Nothing really is gonna happen. They can't really kill each other right now.
Alright.
Singed just harassing.
I gotta remember my my controls again. So we got a word placed. Uh-oh.
All right.
I was gonna
support
say.
isn't here. He was getting food still.
Alright, so far so good.
Alright, we
guys.
might have a bit of a pause.
Remember we had a 15
for food reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a 15-minute delay, guys. Even I got food.
I think we should start again soon.
It says 0. Should be starting.
Pauses also typically work really weird in the spectator client, where like,
oh, I have to change this.
The pauses happen sort of like instantly or something. It's very bizarre.
There we go, guys.
Okay.
All right. So Shen is.
So Singed is fucking proxying. Like he's getting real spicy real fast.
Yeah, Nyrune is definitely, like I said, a Singed player.
Yeah, I mean, this is an extremely Singed play.
Seems as though we have cross map kind of situation here, possibly vertical jungling. Oh.
Okay.
Do you have that? Did you have that? Yeah.
Okay, alright. That's fine.
Do you remember what the time controls button is?
Plus minus? Or to open it is U.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, so we are caught up. That's good. That was a really weird, like, hiccup.
Yeah, whenever there's a pause, spectator mode gets real
upset.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in the game, guys. There's a little bit of food delay, a little bit of technical difficulties as the first game comes along. And
interesting. Singed is now like recalling already. Do they have enough gold to buy? Not really.
I'm gonna reorder these
as well. Oh, they're
actually
getting boots. Okay. Oh, good call. Yeah.
Because it is changing. I was wondering why it was changing my commands. Good trade onto the Syndra. Really bullying the Kassadin and abusing the range versus melee matchup. Singe has boots and Dark Seal early buy, trying to get up that sustain in the movement to be able to do what he needs to.
Doing the cheesy proxy just got that little extra bit of CS that Shen wasn't quite able to deal with.
Ghost comes out from Syndra, makes the pillar not too effective. Is able to get away from that gank opportunity. Yeah, we're seeing like you said, we're seeing a lot of ghosts. Gotta go fast meta, Sonic meta.
God, yeah. The Are You Not Amused has 4 out of 5 ghosts.
So bot lane came up, used their priority to help Trundle get the yeah, she's not gonna, I mean he could, but it's just not as effective
really
as
make sense on
exactly. Seeing some pings out onto the mid lane. I think they're a little bit afraid that the jungler might be in that area. Or no, just wards. They're pinging out the wards. Udyr is going to get spotted out on here. Does know that there is ward placed in the area, so RR is going to clear that out. They know where he is, so he uses the blast plant, sees if there's any other wards in the area, and just continues on the full clear. Both junglers just basically trying to be as time efficient as possible. With both Scuttle Crabs going over to Trundle, even though he did gank, he was able to use the priority of his lanes and the gank from mid lane, where like he didn't have priority, to just be able to secure those 2 Rift Scuttles and get a slight lead. It gives him a little bit of time now to just possibly have another gank opportunity. Pillar comes out, probably won't get there in time, yeah.
We saw, what's interesting is we saw a pretty early CS lead from a number of the members on Team Gnar, and then it's all but disappeared at this point. Aside from Syndra continuing to kind of bully Kassadin mid lane.
First blood goes on top lane with Nyrune and RR. RR getting the kill. Now I did notice that RR is going 1 rank in each ability here. I'm very curious about that. That might be a new tech that I'm not familiar with. It used to be that you just didn't put points into Tiger Stance at all, but there were buffs to Tiger Stance, so there might be actually a...
It seems worthwhile to have the utility of the different stances, right? You sort of... You're probably sacrificing a little bit of damage as you put a point into each ability, but having the utility of them seems really beneficial.
I think he's not going to be able to...
max, you know?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to max all 3 abilities now, though. I'm not sure how that's going to end up working out. It used to be that, I believe Phoenix Stance, no, every single ability had 4, I believe. I think they still do. It's been a while. I avoided Udyr like the plague for a really long time. It is nice that he is getting a lot more representation. This rework as well. It's really nice. I've been voting for the Udyr rework for a while now. That and Shyvana.
Shyvana's such a cool character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see Shyvana happen much.
Yeah, I just don't see her having a really strong identity.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is her identity seems a little bit weak. Like, there's a lot of potential there. When you think about the rework that I always go to is Galio. I think Galio is one of like this. As much as I love old Galio, I will always say this. That is one of the most like. That is a huge like personality change, I guess you could say, for that character. Going from old Galio, which is just this weird little gargoyle with a funny taunt shield, to like this pompous knight paladin kind of character, right? It gave him so much more like presence and utility.
Yeah, and personality.
Shyvana's already, yeah, and Shyvana's like a really interesting character. I like her kit, but it would be cool to see them give her a reason to be picked.
So we are seeing... I thought I saw an early Bramble Vest. I'm starting to have like hallucinations.
I need to keep an eye out for that. Do you think we're gonna get any collectors this game?
Collector, probably not. Shen'll comes out from Defies. Sesame oil is a little bit low. RR is cut off by the
pillar.
Yeah, by the pillar. Is able to get a little bit of utility down from Syndra. I don't think RR wins this though. Good damage coming out from both of them though. Aerie is proccing.
Might all make it out. Yikes. That was really close.
Good tethering from Defias, trying to just get that mana out of Syndra so that they can farm safely. Kassadin's just being time efficient, staying in the top lane. They're looking for good pillar. Shen does have flash, so I think if Trundle was able to get a pillar onto that Syndra, that Shen would just flash right onto the Syndra with taunt.
That's really dangerous.
Speaking of, no bad timing on the stun, but stun still procs anyway. Nice. Okay, so that's really interesting. So like blocking the Udyr stun, if he still has Bear Stance up, once you leave that circle, he can just immediately proc it, which is a little sad. I wish that there was a little bit of reward for being able to block the Bear Stance, but being able to get that like cooldown or something early. So Sivir and Seraphine having the double range advantage has just been able to have this priority this entire game. Has a little bit of a CS advantage, but if I'm playing Kog'Maw and I'm actually playing like on hit regular Kog'Maw, I personally will take a 10 CS difference any day of the week from my scaling. So they're handling this lane quite well, even though they don't have priority. It's just kind of the nature of the beast for what they drafted.
Also keep in mind that like Leona has been proccing her support item, right? She's got 10 CS up on Seraphine, which means he's probably about even in gold anyway.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. Every single time that Leona procs one of those CS, it counts as a CS for Kog'Maw on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
I
trying
didn't know
to get
it
him
did that.
stuck. Oh, super fast. Tries to lure them into Syndra and Udyr. Nyrin can survive.
Will Singed get out? Nope, he does go down. Shen goes down.
Ooh.
Oh, they grab Drift Herald. All right.
Yeah, Drift Herald is, and
Trading
that's
your
double.
life for that, I guess. It's interesting. It does give you some lane pressure, but I don't know if that was a good trade. They'll have to use this really well.
Oh. I keep expecting Syndra to have Electrocute. She has a lot of different runes that she can go. And I keep seeing her trading patterns and being like, oh, is she going to proc Electrocute here? And it's like, no, she's airy. Like, yeah, overall, there's a decent line of scrimmage and vision for Gnar Not Amused. Syndra is able to get really, really good trades and just like skirmish decently in lane against the Kassadin. But Kassadin is getting a little bit more of a foothold each time. The main thing that they have to worry about is RR is just getting more and more ridiculously strong. Already, like I said in the beginning when they were doing their drafts, I was saying, Udyr is super tanky. He can do a lot of damage in an area around him, but can he get to this Sunfire Cape? Can he get to this Demonic? Really, really good ultimates coming out from both Shen and Seraphine.
Really good response.
Set of numbers is in trouble. Procs Ghosts. Zombie Smurf might not be able to get out. Nyrin is here. Might be able to get.
Lane is also fighting.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, Zephyr Blade just misses. RR is about to go down. He needs that shield.
BNC can probably pick up. Yep.
Kog'Maw is trying his best. Yeah, that.
Sivir will go down.
Yep. Oh.
They are
That's
playing these
Seraphine
team fights
utility
by the skin of their teeth. That was a really good response by BNC. The Udyr gank had bot lane completely isolated.
Kog'Maw is greeting, yeah, going 1 for 1. Not the worst trade for Kog'Maw, but
okay, yeah, there we go. BNC responded really quickly. That was really well done, because that would have just been an absolute slaughter.
And also, like, a lot of it comes down from possibly not respecting the Shen ultimate timer, but the other part is just, like, Kog'Maw was on the, like, threshold of getting kills about 2 or 3 times. So that could have gone very differently.
Down, like, under 50 HP, basically. Like, it was, yeah, there comes that ghost. She's still in a bad spot. Singe does come to the rescue. That should be enough. It's so interesting seeing these top laners essentially play as roaming supports. Like, they're just kind of forgetting about their lane.
They still have, like, the same CS as everyone else, too. So they're both top laners playing very, very well. Oh, beautiful Shenton here.
Actually has a ton of CS.
That's what I was saying. Oh, 1-for-1 trade. Actually as good as you can get for Sesame Oil there in a 3v1 situation. But Trundle is going to use his Rift Herald here. It is after the 14-minute mark, so it's actually not going to get a ton of gold out of it. So BNC, unfortunately... Oh, he isn't going to use it here either now. He's running out of time, though. I'm not sure what he's going to do. The unfortunate reality is, because it's post 14 minutes, that play that you were talking about before, where we weren't sure if it was worth... yeah, the gold value of the Rift Herald is even lower now because there's no turret plates. So that play that you were talking about before is even less valuable.
Yeah, it seems like he just didn't find the opportunity that he wanted and was like, alright, I gotta get rid of this thing. Whatever, I'll throw it out of the game, kind of thing.
A little bit of jungle v jungle going on in the stream here. Syndra and Singed have priority though.
Oh, I didn't notice that we have Hextech.
Oh. So I see a set of numbers going. Oh, Hextech gate coming through for Udyr. Aaron's trying to bait them in. I don't know if they realize how fed Udyr is. Teleport does come out though. Maybe that's what they were expecting here. Ghost comes out. Ara isn't able to survive. Aaron's now stuck in an awkward position. He's just coming in and out, trying to proc as much poison. Yeah. The turret goes down on the bot side as well. First turret goes over to Sivir. There was a lot of minions that did get denied in the top side as well, though. So that play is slightly favored red side. I would say, like, for the fight that we saw, all the members that were involved, like, that is red side favored. But, like, the first turret going over to Sivir is quite nice. And they are lane swapping, so they're looking to start sieging into the top side now. Apparently, there's some match results already. Makes sense, I guess, but...
Yeah, I mean, we're 17 minutes, 3 minutes behind. We had a pause. That makes sense.
Now, I'm not saying for the people watching, I'm not saying that the match results for
not this
game. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
In the Discord there is.
Yeah, one of the other games.
Oh, was that a Syndra steal? No, it wasn't. Trundle did end up securing that. They're going straight to Dragon now. It is 1-for-1 dragons. Blue team does immediately summon at topside, so they're looking to try and just trade dragon for turrets. Dragon. This is actually in my personal opinion on how to play the game, this is what you should be doing.
BNC is get some good progress on this second turret if the Cinder doesn't slow them down too much.
Cinder can't. I mean, she did get a good amount of burst onto that Sivir. But yeah, that's some good damage onto the turrets. They are able to steal the topside jungle as well. Cinder does get ghosts and flash used. So that overall, like, depending on how much Sivir heals here, they even might dive. Because they have vision of the enemy team here. They know that it's a 3v1. There's not much else for them to grab, so they can choose whether or not to continue stealing. Yeah, they're going to steal the jungle camps, or they can choose to do the dive for the...
So, I think it makes sense to not push that top tower when you don't have the wave and just go elsewhere to find gold.
Yeah. They keep this cannon alive, they might even be able to siege mid lane, and I don't think that... Okay, there's the teleport coming up by Nyrune. Just confidently runs at runs at the wave. Damage coming out from Froshot. Shen ultimate helps the support, gets that.
Won't be able to catch up to anyone.
Yeah,
that's... No, he does manage to catch up.
Yeah, that's the that was the one thing that I was thinking about, is everyone wants to run at each other, essentially.
Yeah.
And Kog'Maw and Syndra just don't have enough tools. They have to really rely on having this ghost up to really be able to deal with this. So this is definitely interesting. Now you're not amused. Previous champions of the last tournament are having some people answer them right away, saying, "Hey man, this isn't free."
I wonder if we'll see anyone set up vision on Baron and see if they can find a play there. Both teams seem to have pretty good vision and map awareness, so I don't think anyone would be able to sneak a Baron, but both teams also seem to be having trouble pushing their territory forward, so having Baron buff would be pretty beneficial.
Yeah, one thing I really like about BNC is, like, when you want to do those Baron dances, it's generally because you're ahead, or you have like a power play, let's say, right? But because these two teams are so even, they're within what, 300 gold, 200 to 300 gold. Actually, yeah, it's even now. It's gonna be even with this.
Yeah.
Unless a fight breaks out.
Oh wow! Dodged that.
Seraphine ultimate comes out. Kog'Maw is free to do damage, but Zombie Smurf is just getting ripped apart with that Trundle ultimate.
Yeah, absolutely melted.
Yeah. That's the power of the Trundle ultimate against Leona, is the moment that she tries to increase her resistances, Trundle just turns her to paper.
Gonna rotate on that Singed. I wonder if they have vision of him.
So yeah, now they might be able to make this Baron play. They were able to get a pick off. They do have a little bit of a lead now.
Yep, there they go. They got that mid tower. It helps push their territory out a little bit. They don't have a ton of vision, which makes this a little scary.
I don't know if
Gnar
would be able to. No, I don't know if Gnar would be able to fight this, even if they did, to be honest. Yeah. Nyrune is... Oh, that was kind of close. Nyrune is just checking it out.
Yeah.
Fun little interaction. I don't know. Nyrune should be able to get out. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stops the recalls of this poison. Yeah, so one thing that's really interesting, Nyrune wouldn't have been able to do it because he is the top laner. He does not have unsealed spellbook. But a fun interaction that you might not know, Sean, while you're in mid-travel of a Hextech gate, you can still use summoner spells, like Smite. So you can travel across there and smite the objective while you're traveling.
Man, that would be so like Tokyo Drift.
So I did see Nyrune get vision by basically like traveling through.
Yeah.
So then Kog'Maw could attempt to seal, and it got pretty close.
Yeah. It's a pretty low risk, high reward kind of play.
There is just no way that Set of Numbers is able to get out.
Melted.
Yeah. I feel like
with this Baron buff too, this is going to be a rough fight for Gnar.
Oh boy. Decent amount of poison on the field, but it's just not doing enough here.
Yeah, the Seraphine's doing a great job keeping everyone shielded and trying to top up. They are getting a little low. They probably have to...
I think their sustain is decent with Seraphine, though.
I think they can still siege. Yeah, they just have more HP.
They do have a cannon minion as well.
In clutch.
They can transition to bot side if they wanted to keep tempo, but it looks like they want to reset.
Reset, spend some money, heal up. I think that makes sense.
Dragon is coming up, yeah.
And they do have priority, so especially with these hex tech dudes, I think they could just snag it.
Yeah.
There's no vision around Baron Pad.
Well, also, like, I don't know if Gnar have the tools they need to be able to win a fight. I think that, like, there's just too many, like, de-synergies, I believe, like, is the right term. Like, there's a lot of tools that BNC have to just be able to take advantage of some of the strengths.
Already.
Doesn't have TP as well, unfortunately, so he's not able to do one of those classic reset fights.
Yeah.
Syndra gets a good stun. And Hextech cleans up. Yeah, that was a really good scatter of the week from Syndra. Able to get a cleanup with the Hextech Drake. Zombie Smurf is a little bit low. Frost Bolts is picked up. Kassadin should be able to get out, but Ghost's procs, the set of numbers is set on this.
Wow.
He is playing aggressive right now. He does not want Kassadin anywhere near that.
Dragon was a mercenary in that fight.
Yeah. RR has decided that him running is faster than Frost Shot teleporting. Shen decides to drop in, say how you doing. A lot of things being blocked right now, as RR is very auto attack based. Still able to pick up the Shen. Always gotta love.
Baron buff is now completely gone, so now they have a lot more potential to turn this around.
Yeah. Yeah, that scatter of the week was kind of huge, right? Everyone got pretty low, and the scatter of the week came out, stunned 2 or 3 members, and then Hextech Drake was just laying into them.
Vest.
That is decent if it's on BNC side. Is it on BNC side? Uh-oh. That's okay. I mean,
no, it's on
yeah, at the end of the day, he's actually getting attacked a lot in these fights. He's getting melted, and you're trying to cut down on the healing that's happening from Trundle and from Seraphine. So like, that is like reasonable. If anyone on stream is confused, because I do know that each tournament we get new viewers, I'm a little bit against Bramble, Divine Sunderer, and Collector. Because they're niche items now. They used to be really, really, really good and just being able to be picked up whenever. But they're a lot more niche now. And so it's really, really frustrating when even professional players are buying them just like every single match when they are niche, and then we should just be buying them at appropriate times. But yeah, this is reasonable. Like this I can understand, because you have your core set already of the Sunfire, and you have your Demonic Embrace. You have Warden's Mail, so you're already reducing like a little bit of damage right there. I'd prefer Warden's Mail over Bramble as a defensive item. And then you're going, hey man, that one fight that we lost, like the last fight that we lost, they had so much sustain. And so you're trying to cut down on that, and Udyr is getting attacked. So like it's decent. If Udyr was being ignored a lot in these fights, then it would be a different story.
Ooh. 2 ultimates come out mid for really not much.
Got a flash at a Syndra, so Syndra's a little bit more vulnerable. They have if they fight and capitalize on that, that might be huge, but they have to wait for those ultimates to come back up. And Kassadin is honestly 1 level away from his big mode, so we'll see. I think that's literally what's going on right now, is BNC is looking to try and get summoner spells out of the Syndra and the Kog'Maw, while Kassadin is trying to get level 16, and then they're going to try and fight with those summoner spells down and Kassadin level 16. The only issue that I have here, or that exists, is that Kassadin has Crystal Hourglass second. It's a little bit of a feels bad lately. It's very expensive. now to like get and then go into your next power spike. There's like a decent amount of like a power trough because of the crystal hourglass now due to the changes. So depending on what Kassadin's able to buy the Seraph, so now it's solved, right? He has been feeling that the past little while, and that actually might even explain why Kassadin might not have been hitting as hard in that last fight, because he opted to end up going Crystal Hourglass. But like now that he has that Seraphs, he's back on track. He's going through normal power spikes, and so Red Team was able to come back a little bit, but they're still 2k gold down. Kassadin is level 16. He doesn't have that power trough anymore. It's gonna be a little scary. We might actually see BNC, even though they had lost the past couple of fights, or like the past 2 fights, they might be back in it. Even though we haven't seen any signs of this yet, it's just based off the items that we've seen. And without Thornmail being completed, and
29 minutes in.
I do really respect that we're getting a Frozen Heart completion on the Udyr, trying to lower the attack speed of Trundle and Sivir. Sivir actually does massive amounts of damage with her W, and so like
tank on Singed.
Yeah, Singed's just so interesting as a character.
Such a no-brainer on Singed.
And he's also like a really interesting character because he's a character that doesn't need a mythic until like later into the game. Most other characters, like, they rely on their mythic, or they've fallen into this, like, you know, pattern of going mythic early.
Yeah, I mean, Singed, like don't get me wrong, he puts out damage, but I feel like his utility so much more is, like, getting that, something like that Rylai's, you know, his Boots of Swiftness, right? Just, like, he just needs to be annoying. Just toss people around, put down poison, stop recalls, cut healing.
Oh, that's a good carpet right there. Zombie Smurf is in danger, does have the...
Trundle has to get out.
Yeah, here's the Kassadin. Kassadin is on the flank, though.
Still scary.
Actually, yeah, here comes Kassadin on that flank. And
still favoring...
I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah, I think I got left behind a little bit. That could have gone a couple of ways, but as you predicted, that did end up favoring BNC.
Yeah, and great timing for it. Like, that would have been Hex Tech Dragon Soul right there. Kassadin is running over to try and collect this juicy wave that's coming into the top lane. Is he able to get that cannon? Ooh, yes, he is. Yeah, so, yeah, like I said, like, that Seraph's Embrace, like, was really, really nice for the Kassadin level 16s, really, really good. Sivir ended up being able to have, like, that perfect fight. Like, this team basically wants everyone to be clumped up and there to be a lot of terrain, because that's what, like, Sesame Oil set of numbers, they can't go through terrain. Like, this entire team can't go through terrain. And so if they're like trapped inside
in those jungle corridors, Sivir and Seraphine and Trundle and Shen and Singed, they're all like, oh baby.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the Sivir's bouncing like W, as well as like Seraphine's ultimate, just like did insane work there. Kassadin is able to pick up a kill on the side and then was able to get a flank as well. So even if Sivir didn't like pop off in that fight still would have went the same way, because Kassadin would have came in on that flank and obliterated. So this is once again a little bit scary on the side of Gnar. You're not amused. BNC is in a decent spot. They have good scaling, but Kog'Maw is a beast. Like, Kog'Maw is a beast of a champion. If he is able to scale up, if he's able to get more items, set of numbers, I believe, has also gone Titanic Hydra before on this champion. I think Titanic's the go. Like, I think Titanic is like what you go to. I feel like he's going to go Lord Doms right now with that crit cloak, but I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about there's just too many items to buy too quickly.
It's gonna get contested.
If it goes below 2,000 damage, they're bursting it. Yeah.
Ooh.
A little bit of an early engage on blue side. Seraphine ultimate goes wide. Singe is running like a madman right now. Syndra is in danger. Does have flash though this time. Flash is at a perfect timing. Kassadin is in a perfect opportunity to clean up this entire fight. Is this a penta? First penta, first round. Ooh, good. Scout of the week. Kog'Maw damage is insane. Kog'Maw's in a really bad position, but he is in trading.
Get that.
Ooh, good pickups.
So we only have a stop buff on.
Might be only on Shen here after. Yep.
Yeah. So they got the gold from it, but not a ton of benefit and utility.
Yeah, really, really good play from Gnar enemies. Their backs were against the wall. Kassadin was looking to be able to clean that entire fight up, and then you just saw like a really, really good scatter of the week. Even though it missed, it was positioned in a spot where Kassadin, if he did play that aggressively and went after Kog'Maw to try and kill the Kog'Maw before Kog'Maw was able to do what he did in that fight, he would have gotten stunned anyway. So like Syndra was able to set up kind of a win-win scenario in the flowchart and make sure that Kog'Maw was able to pick up the kill on Kassadin, which is pretty huge. Really, really good predict on her part. And yeah, Kog'Maw was able to shut down Kassadin there. Buy them a little bit more time. And they are still, like, even though Gnar is, they're 3k gold behind, they still have Drake advantage. They're still on soul point. So all it takes is for them to have one good fight. Like Syndra had her flash that fight, right? She would have died there. She wouldn't have been around to save Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw would have died to Kassadin, right? Like that's the make or break for a lot of these fights that we're seeing. And that's why I mentioned it before the last fight, where I said, oh, they got Syndra's, you know, summoner spells if they fight with Kassadin, blah, 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 right? Kog'Maw and Syndra summoner spells right now are some of the most valuable things in the game. At least for Gnar not Amused, if you're a Gnar not Amused fan. Kog'Maw is looking to finish a mythic item here. Ooh, dear's caught. Does use Ghost. Isn't able to get out though. Really good taunt by Shen. That's massive. That's
huge.
Yeah, that's another dragon for BNC.
Yeah, that should be a free dragon.
Making sure that they have priority.
Pressure. It's a great time for dragon too. Like, they just handed that to them.
Yeah, it's difficult when you're kind of like feeling like you're behind here. You want to try and scout out as much vision as possible, and BNC was just expecting that. They know the optimal play, right? So they punished it.
Yeah.
Interesting move up top side.
Yeah, Gnar trying to rotate and pick up what they can, but there's not a whole lot to grab up there.
It's looking like they're trying to pressure the top side. Maybe pull the enemy team in a direction.
Yeah.
Might even be able to trade it at objective. Ooh, look at that damage.
Kassadin coming in. He's gonna probably go down. I think that. Oh.
Really good play here. Oh, that.
God, Seraphine.
Land juice damage.
Some great positioning from that Kog'Maw. He does go down, but...
Yeah. So it is a 1-for-1 trade. A 1-for-2. Ends up being a 1-for-2 trade. Also gets a turret. Leona is a little bit forward, trying to just get vision here. Don't necessarily need vision right now. So I think they realize that, and Leona just backs out. Wise decision, especially if you see the enemy team is in that area clearing out the jungle. You don't want to. A really, really smart move that Zombie Smurf did there is like you go in, you're like, oh, maybe I should get vision here, and you realize that the enemy team's active. It's like, do I need the vision that bad? No. Okay, I'm out. You can leave areas of the map dark. It's okay. It's a nasty habit that we've all developed in the middle seasons of the League of Legends saga. Right now it looks like Gnar not Amused wants to play off the top and middle sides of the map. They have a lot of vision on that side. Now understanding that they need to leave the bot side a little bit dark here. Never mind, they're starting to move to the bottom side. Well, at least Nyrune is. I think they're just trying to protect Kog'Maw from some sort of like flank coming out or like some sneaky cheese. We did see how fast he ended up dying. Yeah, Kog'Maw's using the buddy system right now with Syndra, just making sure you can get to those raptors safely. And that's just what they're doing here. They're trying to use this like stalemate or a lower neutral game if you're a Smash fan to get just as much gold as possible onto this Kog'Maw. There's not a lot that BNC can force right now, so they do have 30 more seconds where Kog'Maw's able to go up. So the big, like I said, the big thing here is when Baron comes up, can Syndra, can Kog'Maw utilize their summoner spells to keep out of range? Can they keep the flank?
Baron 3? If this goes down, which it seems like people either want to use Baron to initiate a fight or grab that Baron. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
BNC have had kind of like the tempo for most of this.
Respond? They might be able to jump in and steal it. Smite is up on Udyr.
Shen ultimate comes out here. Oh, big ultimate on the Seraphine.
Syndra goes down. They grab Baron. Kog'Maw goes down. Yeah, this is huge. This is
this game.
Yeah.
I totally don't know that because of the chat.
They should be able to just... What's our death timers looking like? 30 seconds. Yeah, this is tank some turrets and...
Yeah, each of them are going to tank the turrets, keep the minions alive. They have Baron, and it's an easy close game. I think both teams played that well, yeah.
It was super even. Like a lot of back and forth, just like little advantages, and it all came down to that last fight around Baron, you know?